2026 has been a very, very good year for Brawl Stars, but it could all change. In January 2026, Brawl Stars made about 25 million, and in the most recent month of May, they made 48 million. So they've almost doubled all in 2026, which is pretty insane. You could point to some of that revenue coming from Clash Royale and kind of just shifting from game to game, but all the updates Brawl Stars has put out has definitely attributed to them increasing their revenue like organically. The reason I say this is the most important Brawl talk in history is because it feels like the game is kind of getting not stale, but it's losing a little bit of its traction, even though the revenue is still going up. It kind of just feels like the game is slowing down a tiny bit. Not that it's like crashing or anything, but I feel like if they don't have any good updates in the next month or two, the game could definitely start to dip down a little bit, which I don't want to see at all. So Brawl Talk 68, which will be the next Brawl Talk, will come out June 27th, 2026, which is about 10 days of when I'm filming this. We have seen a few pieces of information about what they're going to be talking about, mainly just balance changes, but I'm going to try and talk about what I think they might change or what, in my opinion, they should change, and maybe what the community thinks should be changing. So let's start it out with what we know will be changing, and these are all of the balance changes for brawlers that will be coming in Brawl Talk 68. So these are some of the nerfs that are coming to the game for Brawl Talk 68, and I think a lot of these are very, very needed. Alright, so starting out, Surge is getting a little bit of nerf. I feel like that wasn't really needed. Surge is not a super meta brawler right now. I see people use him all the time. He's definitely one of the top favorite brawlers, but I don't think he's overpowered. Speaking of overpowered, the next one, Colette, was definitely needing a nerf. So Colette's gadget is getting a 17 to 22 second cooldown, which is good. Her second star power shield is going from 75% to 60%, which is good because I believe that's when she dashes. She gets that shield that makes her basically unkillable to any damage and just immune to any damage. So definitely good to see that. Her charge rate for her super is also going down by 10%, which is good because whenever you get hit by a super by Colette, she essentially just has her super again. So if they can mitigate that a little bit, that'd be good because she's still just broken. We'll just leave it at that. Her charge rate from her super is also going down by 10%, which I don't know if this stacks or not, but I would like to see that a little bit more. Maybe 20% because, like I said, if you get hit one time by Colette super, she essentially just has it again. So hopefully that will at least slow her down a little bit, but she'll probably still be one of the better brawlers in the game would be my guess. Because really for the time being, any brawler that has buffies is going to be overpowered until everyone gets buffies and kind of levels the playing field. Unless, for example, their buffies don't really do much, like the bow star power buffy, which kind of sold. The only good bow buffy is the hypercharge buffy, which kind of sucks because you have to get the hypercharge for it to be good, but I could just be a little bit biased, but I'm not sure. Let me know down below if you think bows, buffies need a buff. I think I'm just asking for way too much at that point. So Mortis is also getting a nerf. I feel like Mortis is not crazy overpowered. People use him obviously because people like using Mortis, but his gadget is going from 15 to 18 seconds. His gadget bonus damage is going down by 20% from 50 to 30, and then his heal/damage is going down from 1520 to 1400. Also, I forgot to mention, Crow is getting 2 nerfs. His spread to his normal attack is up by 77%, which seems crazy. Definitely be interesting to see how that affects him, because he's also very strong right now. His poison is crazy. That is if you're going against him. If you're using Crow, his poison is horrible. I don't know what the math is with that, but it's just the truth. And then his return damage is reduced from 20% to 40% for his hypercharge, which is good to see. Alright, next, the guy that has been terrorizing Brawl Stars for the last 2 months and they've done nothing about for whatever reason. Edgar is finally getting a nerf. His gadget is going from 14 second to 18 second cooldown. I believe this is his second jump gadget, so took him long enough, but only a 4-second cooldown difference is not enough in my opinion. This should be at least 20-22 seconds. His heal on takedown is going down from 30% to 20%, which I'd like to see, but they forgot to mention the fact that he gets siphoned every single time he hits somebody. So every time he kills somebody, unless he's down to 10 health, he's going to be essentially full health already. So would have liked to see this go down to 15 or even 10%, but I could be biased. Let me know down below. And lastly, his hypercharge rate is going down by 17.5%. So good to see that, but we'll see if that makes him out of the meta or not. I really hope it does because going against Edgar is just the most annoying thing in the world. And then they are nerfing Edgar's best counter, which is could essentially just destroy every single nerf that they give Edgar and make it null essentially. So Chester's Candy Popper star power is going from 3760 to 3200. Same with his hypercharge for his Candy Popper, 3760 to 3200. His damage boost is going from 25% to 20% for his gadget, and his gadget reload boost is down by 25%. You can't really nerf a good person and nerf his counter. That's going to essentially be null. But hopefully when they nerf Edgar, it means other brawlers can counter him or at least kind of deal with him and not just be destroying everyone. Because whenever I'm complaining about Edgar, there's people in my comment sections that are like, "Oh, just use Chester." You think I want to use Chester 24/7? That would be the most boring thing in the game, and I want to use other brawlers. I'm trying to push Bo to Prestige 3, and I can't play Chester if I'm trying to push Bo. I don't know if that like is going through your guys' mind or not, but I can't play Chester 24/7 for all the people to say play Chester. So hopefully with the Edgar nerfs, it means he's going to be out of the meta. I highly doubt it. He's still going to be in the meta. He's still going to be broken. It's just going to be the world we live in, unfortunately. And then there's some other nerfs, like Naju's getting some more nerfs. Pierce is getting some nerfs. You guys can see them on the screen. It's not like anything insane, but definitely getting some nerfs that I think are definitely necessary. And then Damien is getting a nerf to his speakers, so they break after one bounce, which is good because you could literally be stuck in there forever and then you can't attack Damien and the speaker at the same time. But realistically, if a Damien is smart, he could just hit you against the speaker and then hit you the other way, and then it's gonna be the same thing. So we'll see if that really affects anything, but I highly doubt it will. And we got some buffs like Piper and Mandy and Gale. I love using Gale, so I love seeing him getting a buff as well. Some other buffs. Unfortunately, as we see in the middle, this guy named Sprout was supposed to get a buff, but he is no longer going to be in the game, I think. Or they're going to rework him somehow, so those buffs will probably have to hold off for a little bit. Star Nova is getting a buff for whatever reason. Well, actually, I don't think this is like an unnecessary buff because I don't really see a lot of people using Star Nova anymore, so maybe they just want people to use Star Nova, I guess. And then you can't nerf somebody new without giving them a buff. So they are buffing Damien's speaker damage from 1200 to 1600 and his hyper speaker damage from 800 to 1200. So I honestly have no words. I don't know what they're doing. Obviously, they're nerfing him a decent amount by having the speakers destroy after one hit, but like just leave it as like the normal damage, and then if you have to buff it in the next update, buff it in the next update. We don't need a nerf followed by a buff. It doesn't really make any sense in my opinion. Another thing in the Brawl Attack I really want to see is a new collaborations announced. To my knowledge, we don't have any like collaborations that have been leaked that we know of that are coming to the game, so I can't really speculate what could be coming to the game, but I know the new Toy Story movie is coming out soon, so hopefully they could do something with Toy Story. I don't know what skins they would do because they already have pretty good lineup with Toy Story skins that have come out in the past, but since they already have that bridge, I think adding new Toy Story skins, kind of like what Fortnite does, where they have relevant stuff in like pop culture and they release it into the game like within like a week or two. Obviously that takes planning, and if they haven't had a Toy Story talk about skins, then it'll be months down the line at this point, but I think taking a book out of Fortnite's page where they are able to line up stuff with collaborations that are going on right now and popular, it could definitely help increase traffic to the game and, in their eyes, spending more money, which I'd love to see. But Fortnite was not always good at that. I don't want to like go on a Fortnite rant, but when they first started, obviously they weren't as big of a company, so getting collaborations was harder because they didn't have as big of a name. But in like the past few years, they've gotten a lot better at releasing collabs like when the stuff is still popular and not like a year after it was popular, because at that point majority of the time nobody's going to care about it and the skin's not going to do as well as it would have at the time that it was popular. So if they can figure out like how to get collabs with like movies, TV shows, other games even while that stuff is still popular, I think that would be a very, very good thing. And if they announce any collabs in the Brawl Talk, I would love to see that. Taking another page out of Fortnite's book would be something like icon skins or icon like emotes or stuff in the game would be absolutely sick. So just like working with the biggest creators and either having them design a skin or giving them like a skin kind of based off what they look like, or giving them like a spray of their face or like an emote of their face or like something that they say would be super cool. In my opinion, that'd be a very good way for like the creator to interact with the community, and they could obviously do like giveaways of like their custom pins and or skins or anything. So I'm pretty sure they haven't done any like creator stuff in this game besides like the creator icons, but that's not really like custom. It's kind of just like a general thing. But if they ever do that, I think that'd be super sick, and it would be a very, very good way to get like creators involved with the community and interacting with them as much as possible, which helps drive attention to the game and in turn makes more revenue for the game as well. Because recently we got the My Hero Academia and the Adidas collabs, which were pretty sick. And then it looks like the Super Brawl Ball with like the Brawl Ball goalie will be coming out soon as well. And I'm sure they'll talk about that in the Brawl Talk. And that might be like Adidas sponsored as well, which would be pretty sick. but having good collabs in the game is an easy way to get eyes on the game and make more money for the game. Alright, next, a ranked overhaul or a ranked rework is something that I think I've been seeing thrown around quite a bit and seems like the community really wants. So obviously ranked is kind of in a weird spot where it seems like you just really have to play the game a bunch to get higher ranks, and unless you have like a team of 3, then you just have to rely on randoms, and we all know how that goes most of the time. And I could say that because I'm a random most of the time, and a lot of the time I'm not very good. But one thing I would like to see changed is the elo system. Obviously, I think like the core, like bronze, silver, gold, diamond, and then all the way up to pro, I kind of like how that's laid out, so I don't think you should change that. But one thing I think you should do is kind of base the elo off the performance. So just say you're in like a mythic lobby, mythic 1 or something, and just say, to keep it easy, everyone's in mythic 1 for this example. Just say the star player, we're playing Brawl Ball, he goes 9-2, he gets 80,000 damage, and he scores 1 goal. And then the bottom player, he goes 0-3, he has 5,000 damage, and he does not score a goal at all. There's no way that the top player should be getting the same elo as the bottom player. That doesn't make any sense at all in my opinion. So I think, for example, the top player should get like 120 elo and the bottom player should get like 60 elo. It should be like based on your performance in that game, especially if you're playing in like a randoms lobby, because obviously a lot of people don't have the ability to play with friends all the time and have people like to communicate with or just to, like carry them essentially. But if you're playing in like a randoms lobby, I think having that like elo based skill like reward, I think that would be something that a lot of people might actually want to see. And that could go for the same with losing. Like if you put up super insane stats and you lose, I think you should lose less elo than the guy that completely sold the loss. He should lose more elo in my opinion. However, I think if you're in a lobby with friends or just like you're loading into a rank game with like people in your lobby, I feel like you should have just the same elo for everyone. Because I know sometimes people like push with the same person every single time, and having like people rank up at different times might be a little frustrating, so they could experiment with having people who are in a lobby just get the same elo every time, no matter the performance. But if you're solo loading into ranked, but I think them incorporating that elo like performance system where if you do good you gain more and if you do bad you gain less. So let me know down below if you think that'd be a good idea. I think that'd be something that'd be super cool to incorporate. Because obviously we recently got that trophy rework, and I think that was very good for the game because it gave people more incentive to push trophies. Obviously not a ton because once you hit Prestige 3, it's essentially back to what it was before, where it's just like pushing for leaderboards, which people love to do, which is a good thing. But like the new Prestige system I think is very good, and it gives people like incentives to push trophies past 1,000 obviously, because that was what a lot of people just pushed to 1,000 and then kind of just stopped after that because there was no point to besides like having your name on the leaderboard, which is obviously cool, but you have to be very, very good to have your name on the leaderboard consistently and just play the game a bunch. So I think incorporating a ranked rework would be very good for Brawl Stars, and hopefully they talk about something like that in the next Brawl Talk. And then obviously in the Brawl Talk, hopefully they reveal like 3 new brawlers or something, because having a new brawler every month definitely keeps the game like fresh, and I love the events for the brawlers where you can potentially get them for free. Obviously, most of the time, at least me, for my personal experience, I'm never getting a brawler for free because I'm not good enough. But just playing those events and opening the boxes are very fun in my opinion, and I really like that aspect of the game. And lastly, they're probably going to announce some new buffies as well, they're going to announce some new buffies as well, more than likely, so that'll be very good to see. I don't know if this is necessarily leaked info or just people speculating, so don't take this like as a truth, just take it with a grain of salt. But I believe the next trio to get buffies might be the arcade trio, which is Brock, 8-Bit, and Rico. And I like using all those brawlers, so if these are the next buffies, I'll be very happy when they come out. Because for me personally, Brock is like one of the top 5 brawlers I like to use in the most, so I will be very happy when he gets buffies. Or I should say if he gets buffies, because this is not confirmed, I don't believe. So all in all, I think this next Brawl Talk will be very, very important for keeping the game's trajectory going up and not going down, because if it goes down, you have no idea when it's going to stop. Because I do think this Brawl Stars rise for the last 6 months has been very highly fueled by the Clash Royale fall, which for organic growth for the game is not great, but if they have good updates and they keep listening to the community and putting out good like balance changes and everything, I don't see a reason why Brawl Stars cannot stay at the top even if Clash Royale comes back. So let me know down below what you hope to see in the next Brawl Talk, and thank you for watching.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible!